Like a quiet vault containing secrets from the heyday of Hollywood, Moe Howard's garage stayed shut for decades. Nobody was brave enough to interrupt it. Nobody was aware of what was behind those doors. However, it has finally been opened, and the discovery has left collectors and admirers in complete awe. What mystery was Moe attempting to conceal, and why was it sealed for so long? Stay tuned, as the tale of that garage is far more unexpected than anyone could have predicted. Moe Howard was a prominent member and the well-known leader of the well-known comic group The Three Stooges. He was born Moses Harry Horwitz in Brooklyn, New York, on June 19, 1897. Moe rose to fame in American entertainment thanks to his comic acts, bowl-cut haircut, and short fuse in sketches. He worked in television, movies, and vaudeville for numerous decades, making people laugh. After a lengthy career full of highs and lows, Moe had retired from show business by the middle of the 1970s. Moe died on May 4, 1975, not long after he had retired. Moe lived in a home in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles during his last years. 9061 Thrasher Avenue, a peaceful street far from the bustle of the city, was the address. Constructed in 1960, the house was a single-story modern architectural building. It included a large backyard, a swimming pool, 3 bedrooms, and 3 bathrooms. The home was situated on a spacious lot. The space is more than 27,000 square feet, providing Moe and his spouse Helen with ample seclusion. It was a quiet place where they could avoid the spotlight, and they had lived there together for many years. Most folks were silent about the garage behind the main house. There was an unusual usage for this rear garage. It was sealed off following Moe's death in 1975. According to some accounts, Moe requested that it be permanently closed prior to his passing. Some people think Helen made that choice following his death. Whoever made the decision, the outcome was the same. No one opened the garage door, which was closed. The garage remained undisturbed until Helen died in October 1975, only a few months later. The house was owned by several people over the years. However, the garage was still closed. For those who were aware of it, it became somewhat of a mystery. What did it contain? Why hadn't anyone opened it? Although a lot of people were interested, none ventured to bother it. After being sealed off for decades, Moe's secret garage was eventually opened by someone. A dense swirl of dust was ejected into the air as the latch was turned. For the first time in almost 50 years, light came into the room. Everything within had been kept just how it had been. The place felt quiet and neglected, and the air was dry. You might be shocked by what was discovered there, but first let's find out why Moe's garage was sealed immediately after his passing. Following her marriage in 1925, Moe Howard temporarily left the entertainment industry. He entered the real estate industry with an emphasis on stability in his finances and family life. His new role as a husband had an impact on this sabbatical from playing. But in the late 1920s, Moe returned to the entertainment industry because of his love for the stage. His return signaled the start of what would turn out to be his most famous tenure as the main character among the Three Stooges. Moe and the other Stooges had financial difficulties in spite of their rising fame. They frequently received inadequate compensation while they were employed by Columbia Pictures. Although many fans believed the Stooges led opulent lives, their compensation was insufficient to compensate them for the value they contributed to the studio. The group received about $7,500 for each short film in the 1930s. They each received about $2,500 after this sum was divided equally between them. When spread out over the course of a year, this amounted to roughly $20,000 per Stooge yearly, which was a little amount given their heavy workload and the comedy's ongoing success. The fact that they received no residual payments only made their financial frustrations worse. In other words, the Stooges didn't get paid more when their shorts were later repackaged or rebroadcast. They had no idea at the time how successful their work was turning out to be. They were informed that their movies weren't doing very well, which deterred them from attempting to negotiate better deals. As a result, rather than relying on the substantial profits from his film career, Moe's financial planning was based on real estate investments and thoughtful personal choices. The garage at the rear of Moe's Hollywood Hills home was the subject of a particular decision taken by his family after his death in 1975. Family sources claim that the garage was purposefully blocked up. Protecting Moe's personal property and making sure no one would damage it after his death were the objectives. These included worries about the media, curiosity seekers, and theft. The garage was preserved as a sign of respect and effectively turned into a time capsule. Even after Moe's wife Helen passed away in October of the same year, it stayed that way. Let's now enter Moe's long-sealed garage, a place frozen in time where we can discover the unexpected objects that have been meticulously conserved as part of his legacy. There was more to Moe Howard's garage than merely parking automobiles. The garage was a well-organized feature of the house, built in the manner of mid-century Hollywood homes and intended for both functionality and organization. Its flat concrete flooring provided a sturdy surface and were perfect for towing large cars, able to withstand deterioration over time. There were built-in shelf units along the walls that were ideal for holding tools, manuals, and replacement parts. Additionally, there was a workbench area, which may indicate that Moe or another household member utilized the room for minor repairs or to arrange things relating to the car. Of the two cars, Moe's 1952 Cadillac Series 62 sedan was the first. This car, which was renowned for its smooth ride and grace, was a representation of luxury in its day. The 1952 Series 62 had a potent V8 engine with a 5.4-liter block that generated roughly 190 horsepower. Wide bench seats and chrome accents exemplified the pinnacle of post-war American car design in its clean yet timeless form. For Moe, comfort and elegance were more important than flair. Off-camera, the Cadillac complemented Moe's demeanor by providing a sophisticated driving experience and projecting a dignified image. A 1967 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, which Moe used as his daily driver in his later years, was the second car discovered inside. This model, which was longer and lower than its predecessors, had a more contemporary look for the period, with extended chrome trim, wraparound side windows, and smooth body lines. Its inside featured leather upholstery, wood trim accents, and power features like air conditioning and automated windows. It was a vehicle designed for discreet luxury. Moe's taste for subtle elegance was evident in his daily driving of the DeVille car. Although he didn't have to brag, he valued the comfort and quality that the Cadillac label offered. The two cars had been untouched for decades, as shown by the layers of dust covering them. The faint outlines of long-decayed cover cloths that had originally been used to protect the cars from light and dust were still discernible. Surprisingly, both cars' exterior trimmings and interiors were discovered in exceptionally good shape. Despite being dusty, the engines didn't display any rust. The garage's sealed, climate-stable environment helped to preserve the dashboard instruments, leather seats, and wood accents. While the lack of moisture kept mold and corrosion at bay, the absence of sunlight helped prevent fading. A unique and intimate glimpse into Moe's life away from the spotlight was provided by the discovery of his meticulously maintained Cadillacs. It demonstrated how much he valued his belongings, not in a materialistic sense, but rather in a methodical and careful way. These weren't exotic imports or ostentatious sports cars. Like Moe, they were trustworthy, stylish, and well-groomed. The garage and the automobiles collectively revealed a silent tale of the man who made many people laugh while leading a disciplined and careful life. However, the automobiles weren't the only surprises. Something else drew attention just past them. Rows of tightly packed boxes that haven't been opened in decades. After all these years, what might Moe have concealed in them? Let's examine it more closely. Rows of cartons, carefully packed crates, containers for movie props, and archival storage bins surrounded the classic Cadillacs. These piles weren't arbitrary. Each appeared to have been placed with purpose, most likely to preserve Moe's legacy both personally and professionally. The canisters and cartons matched those used to hold private papers and artifacts. The mystery was increased by the fact that some had labels scrawled in fading ink while others were left entirely unmarked. Many people think that these boxes contained a priceless collection of history, personal artifacts, professional stuff, and studio-related papers because of Moe's lengthy tenure with the Three Stooges and his extensive participation in the entertainment industry. Examples from comparable estate collections give a decent indication of what might have been within, even if no official list of the contents has been made public. Moe's original 1942 Columbia Pictures identification card, for example, came up at a previous auction and sold for $11,858. This ID card, which symbolized his professional presence during the Three Stooges' heyday, was more than just a means of studio entry, it was a tiny fragment of Hollywood history. A handwritten plot plan for Punch Drunks, one of the most well-known Stooge shorts, was another priceless item associated with Moe that was put up for auction. The fading papers included corrections, pencil-scribbled one-liners, and margin notes that suggested Moe's keen sense of humor and his active involvement in creating the group's signature moves. The fact that one outline sold for $9,799 highlights the significance of these behind-the-scenes materials to both fans and collectors. It's possible that the boxes also contained official correspondence, signed checks, and private letters. Items such as a 1971 check signed by Moe have been discovered at other estate sales and are in great demand. These artifacts offer an insight into a comedic legend's daily life away from the stage and camera. Let's share some more precious tidbits of Moe's history that are concealed within those airtight boxes. A framed and signed check from 1971 was one of the most startling items found in Moe Howard's garage. The check, which was made on a joint account that he and his wife, Helen, shared, was dated September 21 and was still preserved with a black and white portrait of Moe with Larry and Curly. It provided an exceptionally personal glimpse into Moe's life, complete with a visible bank certification and his unmistakable ink signature. Collectors looking for authentic, physical fragments of Moe's private life were particularly interested in this artifact, which was eventually put up for auction at Heritage Auctions. Moe's November 12 Screen Actors Guild membership card was another important item found. 1974, the fact that Moe had printed and signed his name in blue ink on this card was what set it apart. Despite its fairly commonplace appearance, the signature made this card a valuable collectible. It was listed by Heritage Auctions with a certificate of authenticity, demonstrating how even the most commonplace items may acquire significant historical significance when associated with well-known people. As researchers dug deeper into the archival boxes, they discovered old posters and promotional materials from Moe's cinematic career. Original lobby cards and posters from comedic classics like Calling All Curse, 1939, and Uncivil Warriors, 1935, were among the most treasured. These pieces, which were kept flat and shielded from the sun, were remarkably well maintained. In the end, one Uncivil Warriors poster sold for an estimated $30,000 at auction. Due to their scarcity and sentimental appeal to both Stooge fans and collectors, another one from Calling All Curse sold for almost $6,500. Promotional items weren't the only items collected. Inside were handmade dedication pages, poetry, and private letters written by Moe himself. Some were dedicated to his daughter Joan, while others were addressed to his wife Helen. One very moving dedication, said to be an early manuscript of his memoirs, offered poignant thoughts on celebrity, aging, and family. It was put up for auction alongside home video reels and photo albums, all of which provided poignant glimpses into Moe's life away from the spotlight. Then came their boxes with autograph displays, such as album pages that were matted with real antique photos and signed by Moe and Curly together. These sets sold for the low thousands when they were put up for auction at historic auctions. They were more than simply signatures, they were shards of Hollywood history that had been saved over time, demonstrating the strong bond that fans still have with Moe's legacy. Even though the auction went incredibly well and many were genuinely shocked to hear about the secret gems discovered in Moe Howard's garage, what's even more intriguing is what fans think of it all. Let's see how they responded. Fans were excited and moved to deep introspection when Moe Howard's sealed garage was found decades after his death. The question remains even after the public sale of its contents turned up long-lost gems from the Three Stooges' heyday. For what reason was the garage initially sealed? The reasons behind this behavior are still unclear and combine family choices, personal history, and the enduring affection that fans have for one another. Fans frequently vent their dissatisfaction on Reddit about the studio's treatment of Moe and the other Stooges. Even though their comedy shorts ran on television incessantly for generations, they received little to no compensation for their work, despite their legendary position and widespread appeal. Many people thought that Moe lives an unusually modest life as a result of this injustice, deciding to preserve personal items as components of his identity rather than as collectibles. Some people assume that Moe took great care to maintain his belongings, not for financial gain but rather to protect his legacy, knowing he wasn't fully compensated during his lifetime. Under these circumstances, the walled garage transforms from a place of storage into a safe haven of honor and reputation, shielded from abuse or misunderstanding. Others offer a more coincidental explanation. The garage, which previously held many sentimental memories, gradually slipped into oblivion. The garage became a forgotten part of history as Moe's immediate relatives grew older and died, leaving no descendants to carry on the family tradition. Because of neglect rather than design, fans compare it to a crypt, a time capsule of a simpler era that has been frozen in time. Moe wasn't merely a comic. For his admirers, he represented the heyday of slapstick, childish humor, and perseverance in the face of adversity. They speak highly of him, describing him as the heart of the Three Stooges, a family man, and a comic genius. The sealed garage is more than just a space filled with souvenirs for people who grew up watching Moe on screen. The individual who influenced their recollections is honored at this shrine. The comedic punches and trademark bowl cut that made Moe Howard famous are just a small part of his legacy. He was more than just the group's leader, he was the trio's pillar and the inspiration that sustained them through decades of difficulties in the entertainment industry. From modest beginnings, he persevered, made sacrifices, and never wavered in his confidence in the power of laughter to become one of comedy's most famous faces. Moe's passion for theater and desire to amuse influenced his early years. Moe was born Moses Harry Horwitz in Brooklyn in 1897. His family was Jewish and from the working class. He had performance as his goal from an early age. He left school before completing his high school education. To pursue a dream, not in defiance. Early chances were limited, and he struggled to establish a steady career in the entertainment industry for years while taking on menial vaudeville engagements and frequently living on very little. When Moe teamed up with Ted Healy and enlisted his brother Shemp and then Larry Fine, things started to shift. This collaboration eventually developed into the Three Stooges as they are currently known to fans. The trio's longevity was largely due to Moe's motivation and leadership. Moe was the boss who delivered the well-known eye pokes and head slaps at the ideal moment, making him the severe but funny focal point of the physical humor that frequently focused on Curly and Larry. The Three Stooges were not fairly compensated for the success they brought to studios, despite their notoriety. The replays of their shorts have now brought in millions of dollars, but they never earned residuals. Moe led a modest life and kept his private life low-key. He was also very practical and wise with money. This may be the reason why a lot of his possessions were kept hidden in his garage for many years, perhaps to maintain his legacy according to his wishes and to safeguard his family's privacy. A sizable network of admirers now honors and cherishes Moe's legacy. Moe and the Stooges continue to be loved and respected, as seen by museums such as the Stugum in Ambler, Pennsylvania. Over 100,000 Stooges-related objects, including rare memorabilia, costumes, original scripts, and personal belongings of Moe, Larry, and Curly, are housed in this one-of-a-kind museum that takes up 3 entire floors. To provide viewers a nostalgic cinematic experience, it even has a theater that broadcasts Stooges shorts on repeat. For fans of the Stooges, it's a hallowed space that pays tangible homage to years of laughing. The Stooges Ham is the center of the Stooges fandom and more than simply a museum. It is a destination for pilgrims from all over the United States and outside, particularly for yearly gatherings, Q&A sessions, and meetups where fans and collectors gather to honor Moe's lasting legacy and exchange tales. When the descendants of Moe, Curly, and Shemp were brought together for the first time in public at a historic Howard family reunion in July 2025, this resurgence of interest in the Stooges reached a poignant climax. The gathering, which took place close to Los Angeles, included passionate tributes to the original Stooges, speeches, and shared memories. Fans were emotionally moved by the younger generation's expression of their wish to continue the family history. It was not only about paying respect to the past, it was also about making sure that Moe and his brother's humanity, humor, and beliefs would be remembered and passed down to future generations. In addition to his comedic acts, Moe Howard left behind a living legacy that still unites people today. His transformation from a struggling performer to a comedy hero is a potent reminder of how tenacity and passion can permanently alter culture. What do you think of the unexpected things found in Moe's garage? Do you believe they provide a more in-depth look into his personal life, or were they intended to remain secret forever? Leave a comment below with your opinions. Please share your thoughts with us.